So we talked about recently how Corey Dillon absolutely ripped apart the Bengals for the Ring of Honor process, how they handle it, how it goes through, and how he thinks he might not get in and it's not fair, right? Then Boomer Esiason talked and said what he had to say, and now Corey Dillon is singing a different tune. He is now actually changing and clarifying what he had to say. He's not changing his words, he's clarifying it. For context, here's what Dillon had to say at first. He said, "This ain't a popularity contest. This is football. You're going to put in someone who is more popular than someone who actually has stats. The Bengals are smart. I give it to them. We will put it in the hands of season ticket holders so they don't have to take the backlash over the voters, who the voters are picking. That's bullcrap. That crap should come straight from the team. Half these season ticket holders, people never seen half of us play," right? And then he goes on, so this is actually his comments when he left Cincinnati in 2004, where yes, he was traded to the New England Patriots because there was a lot of animosity between Dillon and the Cincinnati Bengals. After Dillon said these comments, Boomer Esiason came out with this statement. He said, "Yes, I read it," Boomer said, "because the Bengals have waited so long to honor their past, we all have to wait. As Mark Twain said, when the end of the world comes, I want to be in Cincinnati, because it's always 20 years behind the times. Corey time will come." And if you don't know how the Ring of Honor process works, it started in 2021, and the season ticket holders go ahead and choose who is in the Ring of Honor. Now, the Ring of Honor will happen on Monday Night Football this year on Week 3 versus the LA Rams. Remember how that's a primetime game? And we all wondered why that was a primetime game? That's going to be the Bengals Ring of Honor game where they introduce all of their players. Now let's see what Corey Dillon clarified with his statements. He had this to say. "I want the fans to know, when I'm speaking, I'm not speaking about the fans in Cincinnati or the city of Cincinnati," Dillon said. "I'm just stating stuff that I want fixed. It's all business. It's nothing personal. I don't have no animosity against Mike Brown or the Bengals. Nothing like that. My whole thing is I want them to do right by their former players. That's my whole objective." And in all honesty, he got that, point across. Definitely this is a better way to say it, I feel like, than he initially said it. But I understand his anger, and I understand, he wants to be in the Ring of Honor. Now, based on comments from you guys after I made my initial video, it seemed like people were kind of torn. Some people say, no, he was not a Bengal. He was a New England Patriot. Some people are for him being in the Ring of Honor. I know Chris B commented on my video and he said, yeah, he's a Bengals Ring of Honor player and he'll get in. And in all honesty, if you look at his stats and you did watch him when he played, he was an amazing running back for the Cincinnati Bengals. So he probably will get in at the end of the day. But, having a public outlash like he did here and just getting angry and getting upset and saying stuff, I understand your frustrations, but that's not how you handle things. Boomer Esiason handled it perfectly fine. He said, listen, at the end of the day, they're a little behind, and it's all good. We'll all get in, and we will have our time. That's the way you handle things in a professional manner, especially when it comes to this kind of stuff. Because the last thing you want to do is go up there, and especially how you left Cincinnati was not a positive look. You don't want to be the guy who's crying / complaining / starting stuff because he's not getting what he wants. That's not the look you want, Dillon. Okay? So, with that being said, I'm happy he clarified his comments and he said, in a very positive manner that this is just, me being upset about, the way they handle it, and I don't think they handle it correctly. But to say what you said initially, it's not something that's going to bear well for the Cincinnati Bengals. And I'm not sure why this thing is blocking here. But yeah, so it's just not going to work out like that. He'll get in. He'll definitely get in. He was one of the best Bengals of all time. But he just needs to learn a little bit of how to handle things a tad bit better, especially publicly. Because saying stuff like this ain't a popularity contest, the Bengals are smart, saying pretty much how they're manipulating the situation, it's not gonna look good for, his case at the end of the day. Because there's a lot of Bengals who need to get in the ring, not Bengals, who are gonna be added to the Ring of Honor over the next, how many years. So, to be that guy who's kind of the problem child here, you're just not making your case any better yet. You might be in the future, but right now you're not. So, shout out to him for at least clarifying and making things a tad bit better. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, and I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.